about Dallas and make it hurt.
Hi, this is MajahPoint, and we have a trigger warning. In this episode, we speak on some sensitive topics, such as sexual assault, sexual violence. We respect everyone's experiences and traumas. We hope that you enjoyed this episode and know that we deeply care about you.
Oh, it's a video. This was such a good show. This was a success. I'm hot as hell. It was beautiful. Yay!
Hey guys!
Hey guys!
How
welcome
are you?
back. That too, yay! To episode 5.
Yes.
Episode 5 of MajahPoint.
Yes.
I am Brittany M, and I am with the fabulous
Tasha J.
and we are MajahPoint. So I would like to start off by kind of apologizing for my attire today. So I look like I'm going to the gym. I actually have not been to the gym in like about 2 weeks because I was sick. But the reason I look like this is because we had a very interesting weekend.
We did. We went to Philly.
Yes, we did.
For the Beyonce Renaissance Tour.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
We went to her first show in the American leg of her tour.
Yeah.
So, yes, like it was so like I'm still starstruck that when people ask me how did the concert go, I'm just like, it was amazing. Like I don't even know, like I can't even tell you my favorite parts because the whole concert is my favorite part. And it's just like,
we're gonna put up some pictures for you guys, so
yes.
don't even worry.
And it was just like Brittany was so much fun. I remember I was
on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
a 10. A 10, especially because this is my very first Beyonce concert. So I never got to go to the ones before. So like this one was like, I was just like, I was just like, oh my God. I always watched her concerts, whether on YouTube or her DVD. But I was always like, oh my God, like how is this gonna feel? And it just felt like, oh my God, I'm here. Like I just kept thinking like, oh my God, I'm here. And she looks like a Barbie doll.
She does.
Like I was really like looking around like this lady really looks like this. Not saying I was denying that she didn't look herself, but it was just like,
to see it in person is something different.
yeah, it's something totally different.
It's not my favorite. Not my favorite. Oh, excuse me, Lord.
Beehive's like, what?
No, sorry. It's not my first Beyonce concert because I actually went to Formation, which I didn't realize was in 2016.
Yeah.
It literally felt like it is a few years ago, but it felt closer than 2016.
7 years ago.
And Formation was absolutely amazing. I had a blast. Our section was empty, so me and my best friend was just kind of up and down the section. And it was such an experience. And then to see Renaissance, it wasn't exactly what I expected. It almost surpassed what I expected. And I think she did an amazing job. You know, I may say whatever about Beyonce, but you can't deny the fact that she's a true professional, that she's amazing at her craft, and that she puts on a show and it does not matter. You're going to get like your buck for your money.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not going to leave disappointed.
You're not.
For example, I'm not the biggest fan of the Renaissance album. I don't like it in its totality, but I was still able to go to that show, sing along, tag along, be present, and enjoy it to the fullest. And it was honestly just really, really, really good.
Oh my God.
It was great.
The transitions, the band.
And she took us back. Like, she took us back.
She started with Dangerously in Love. I was like, when she did that, I just wanted to throw my shoe at her.
It was so good.
Jennifer Hudson did that on The Voice. Every time somebody killed it, she would just take off her shoe and just throw it.
And I think Philly gave her a good welcome home.
They did.
For Dangerously in Love, we basically sang the song.
Yeah, we belted. What was the point?
Belting.
We did another one that we
Before
belted.
I Let You Go.
Yes, Before I Let Go. We did good in that.
Was good.
We did good. Oh my God, I was sitting there like I wish we.
Yeah.
We couldn't record a lot because like we were so in the moment. Like her shows are so good that it's hard for you to take your phone out and be on Instagram and you just want to be present and enjoy yourself. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of like footage of the show, but like y'all, if y'all can, go. It's so good. Yeah, it was really good. Like go.
I barely took any pictures or recorded anything because my phone decided it didn't want to have a lick of signal. So I had a useless phone, and at that point it was just like I just put it away because I didn't want to lose it. But you know, Philly, it was nice to see the concert outside
Mhm.
of where we live, and it was nice to make a trip out of it. But let me tell you something, Philly people. Let me make something extremely clear to y'all. Y'all parking rules make little to no sense. There's no free parking anywhere in fucking Philly, and
No.
it's so irritating. I don't know how y'all live there. I don't know how y'all love it. It's disgusting, and I will not be back if I have to drive and there is no driveway. I will not be back. You gotta make sure I got me a driveway or we're taking the bus, because this was a nightmare. In parking for the days that we were there, we easily spent over $100.
Yeah, we did.
Easily over $100. When in New York, you can find fucking free parking. All you gotta do is make sure it's not a cleaning day.
Exactly.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, it's wild. And when I went there the first time, I went there with my sister, and me and my sister don't drive, so I didn't know anything about the car situation. I just knew that, like, in Philly, like, it's easy to get to, like, certain parts in Philly because it's close by. So if you're going to Philly and you're like, oh, I could just drive around my rental car.
Don't bother. Just take the bus.
Yeah, take the
Don't
bus
bother.
or take an Uber.
Yeah,
Because the Ubers
don't
are
bother.
cheap, you know,
Don't
especially if you're going with a
absolutely
group of friends.
Child, the day we got there, it took me like 10 minutes to figure out the signs. That's another story for another day. And then the meter lady walks by, and I'm like, how does parking work here? Y'all mean to tell me that lady did not know?
Yeah, she didn't know.
She works there. She had no clue what the fuck was going on with those lights, with them damn signs. And I'm looking at her like, who can help me if not you? So then she's like, no, girl, you're here. You're good here to park until tomorrow. Then at 11, you got to make sure you put money in the meter. Okay, fine. Everybody go upstairs, whatever, the car is parked right in front of the Airbnb. So then around like 2, 3 in the morning, I go check, look outside the window. The car is still there. I wake up at 10:30. The car is not there, you guys. I literally say, oh my God, the car's not there. And then goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, the car's not there. And I'm like, wait, let me not panic. And I look across the street. They had moved the car across the street. So then I'm like, hold on, let me make sure it's a car. So I'll go get the key and I like lock it. And it was a car. I was like, you know what? I swear after the first day I was ready to go home. Because that parking situation, Tasha, it really did something to my spirit. But outside of that, we ate great.
Philly's one of the cities I've been to that actually does have like the best food.
Yeah.
Like they have really great food. And I feel like the people are really nice. Like I didn't have an issue with the people. Like it was really great. It's a great city besides the parking. It's a pretty good city. I mean, it was hot as hell though. Ooh, child. I felt like I was in the devil's butt crack. Like it was just so hot. Yeah, but they said that in
Brooklyn it wasn't that. It was the same thing here too.
Oh really? I mean, yeah.
But then again, I feel like you accustomed to your city's heat.
Yeah, I'm accustomed to that. Not other people. I just feel like the heat was just like stuck.
Oh, the day of the concert was it was smothering.
Yeah,
it was so hot. And then, everybody trying to look cute to the concert. Everybody wearing body lava and shimmering and shit. Yeah. And we just sticking to each other.
We're really sticking to each other.
It was hot.
Pretty gross.
It was hot.
But it was great.
But it was an amazing concert, though.
Beyonce made it better.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
She did. So
the only thing about Philly, too, is that finding food late at night, I think it gets a bit difficult.
Yeah, I will say that. We ended up having to go to McDonald's.
Yeah, because nothing else was.
There was nothing else that was open. Yeah. Or unless those late night. Oh, y'all, Philly. Sorry to the ones who live in Philly, but y'all Chinese food in Chinatown is not good. Like Chinese food in Chinatown in New York is probably the best Chinese food you will probably find in New York. Philly, child. That food was so nasty. I had wonton soup. You cannot mess up wonton soup. It's soup. It's nothing but broth and wontons, right?
And seasoning.
Child, they forgot the seasoning. When I tell you that
they
thing
gave you water
like
and wonton.
Water and dough. Okay? It was water and dough because there was no meat in the wonton.
Is it supposed to have meat in it?
Yeah, it's supposed to have like a pork, something like pork in it. Nothing. I was eating dough and water. I was so disappointed. And then I was like, maybe I can use hot sauce to like hook it up a little bit. Even the hot sauce had no taste. It just had the hot sauceness, but didn't have taste. So I was just like, all right. So I literally threw that whole entire thing in the garbage. And
I wanted fried chicken. I'm like, girl, just give me fried chicken and french fries. Tasha's talking about they don't have french fries.
They didn't have french
fries. And then the chicken, since when fried chicken made with jalapenos?
The salt and pepper chicken. I mean, the salt and pepper chicken wasn't as bad as the wonton.
I thought it was whatever. It was just
But it was a
nasty.
little too salty.
It was just nasty.
As soon as he said salt and pepper wings, I was like, it's going to be freaking salty.
It was gross. But anyway, don't get Chinese food over there. But we had this Italian restaurant. Amazing. Amazing. But anyway, we'll have another episode to talk about the Philly. But don't drive there. That's my PDA, my PSA, whatever the hell it is. Don't drive to Philly. It's not worth it. And if you live there, I'm sorry for you.
But we have a great show for you guys.
Yes, we
we
do.
have a new topic for you. What's the topic?
All right, girl. Hold on. Let me unlock my phone.
It's a good topic, y'all.
So I think it's more of a question.
Okay.
So the topic for today is surrounding. It's actually it's funny because it kind of piggybacks off of what we were speaking the last time.
Ciao.
Does having a baby keep a man? And the other questions that I have under that is kind of I'll share with you guys why I thought this was a good topic. I mean, I had thought about this topic even before the whole Blueface and Krishan thing, but I think it's a good way to kind of explain my thought process in regards to this topic. So, for those of you guys who don't know, Blueface is a rapper. Krishan is
a rapper / entertainer. Reality
she's
TV.
a bad girl. She's on Bad Girls, right?
She's on it's called, I don't think it's called Bad Girls. It's called Baddies of
the
the
Baddies.
West.
She's a baddie. She's a baddie. And they're together. They've had a very toxic up and down relationship. Long story short, she's pregnant, but he's made it very, very clear that he does not want the baby by her. He already has 2 children from his previous relationship, and I guess he's good with 2. Whatever reason, he just doesn't want babies with her. But Krishan decided to keep the baby. I believe she's had multiple abortions before.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't want to go through another one. And that's perfectly fine because as a woman is your body, you do with it as you see fit.
Period.
The question then comes to me is, what happens when a man tells you, I don't want this baby? Is he then responsible for being a father in every definition of the word of fatherhood? Is he only responsible financially? Is he not responsible at all? Whose responsibility is this? Or is it that if A and B come together and make a baby, see, y'all both responsible for it? So I guess that's more of the topic, hence of when a man is explicit about not wanting a baby, where does his responsibility lie? And also, what's the point of having a baby to keep, does having a baby keep a man? What is the point?
I think the easy answer is not even the easy answer. I think the answer is no.
No, in regards to a baby doesn't keep a man.
Yeah, a baby doesn't keep a man,
Fair.
or it doesn't help a already broken relationship.
Right.
It can't mend it.
Right.
Can maybe, depending, but for I don't think people should use another human being
As a bargaining chip.
Exactly, because it's not cool.
Mhm.
But with if a man, you said, where does his responsibility lie?
If he's explicit, let me tell you something. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I'm here to have me and you
Right.
time, but I don't want a baby. I don't really care to be in a
Yeah.
relationship with you. This is a wham bam, thank you, ma'am thing. And boom, pregnant. What now?
I think that I don't think if a man is sitting there saying that I don't want a child, and you just keep yeah, but you do, you're in the wrong, right? He said he doesn't want a baby, but this is where his responsibility lies, right? Men love to say, I don't want a baby, I don't want a child, but they love fucking bitches raw.
Fair.
They don't be using condoms. They don't be using the proper things, the proper contraception that they need to use to not
avoid
create
that.
a baby.
Agreed.
And that is where the responsibility lies to me.
Okay.
Because if I really don't want something, I'm strapping it up.
Right.
And I'm being very responsible not only how I'm having sex with people, but also who I'm having sex with as well. And I feel like if the man is not being, for example, Blueface. You think Blueface is being responsible? He's not. He's going around I don't want this baby, blah, 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 blah.
But then again, but then the question is, that's his truth.
He says that, but there's been times when he's been on live with Krishan, or there've been moments where he's telling Krishan basically I want to make a baby with you. Like stuff like that while they're in the moment. But it's again.
You heard that?
Yeah, they've
So
had
that
conversations earlier in their
I mean, I don't put it past,
interviews or their lives when they talk about their relationship with each other.
I don't put it past no man to talk a whole bunch of shit and I mean nothing of it.
Yeah,
I
but
completely,
you're a
I
grown
don't put that-
person,
put
have
it past that.
responsibility, watch what you say.
Absolutely.
Because even when dating, I remember one time I dated a guy and he was like, "Oh, watch out. I might get you pregnant." I said, "That's not a compliment."
First of all, I don't know you.
That's not a compliment.
don't know
I
you.
literally said, I was like, "That's not a compliment, and I do not want to carry your big-headed ass baby for 9 months."
Who said
Like,
that?
girl.
The one we were talking about in the car?
Mm.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
We always talking in the car.
What are the odds? I agree with you, Tasha. However, I do have a rebuttal.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily a rebuttal, but I
Yeah.
guess it's an addition to what you're
Mhm.
saying. You're absolutely right. If you don't want something, you should take all the precautions in the world to make sure it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But our fertility, and I mean by our, I mean as women, our
Mhm.
fertility is also in our hands,
Yeah.
right? I don't care what, let's say I'm Krishan and then Blueface my man, right?
Mhm.
I don't care what Blueface got to say to me about not wanting to wear a condom. Either you wear a condom or we're not having sex. Either or if you don't want to wear a condom either, because sometimes, I mean, we're not gonna lie, they're not the most comfortable of things.
Mm-hmm.
Then get on birth control, get on the patch, get on the shot, get on the IUT. I was gonna say the IUD. What is it? No, it is the IUD, right?
IUD. Yes,
It's the IUD.
Yeah.
I was watching some cop shows, so I'm thinking DUI in my head.
I'm thinking UID, like in
No.
college.
DUI.
Your university ID. I'm like UID. I'm like, wait, no, that's not it.
That's what I just called it, my Brooklyn College ID.
Oh, I called it UID.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
it's just
Anyway,
alright.
but the point is, the point is that as women, we also are very much in control of our fertility.
Yes.
You don't need to put your trust in a man to that level of magnitude. Like how many women have gotten pregnant from men like, nah, don't worry, I got it, I'm gonna pull out. Boom. Baby. Or my favorite one is pre-cum don't get you pregnant.
Oi!
Boom. Pregnant.
Pregnant.
And then it's like, what do I do now? So okay, how do I word this? Okay, I'm gonna sound mad crazy. Okay, follow me, people, please. Hold on tight and just follow me. If someone explicitly said to me,
Mhm.
I'm here for a short time. No, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't want a baby. I don't want a relationship with you. We're just having fun. This is like for right now. And for whatever reason, I end up pregnant. And don't get me wrong, if it's pregnancy because a condom broke, that's chance.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you're on birth control, it's only 90-something% accurate, like protective. It doesn't protect you 100%. Like there's many women who have been on birth control and still get pregnant. Like for example, I was just sick. If I was put on antibiotics on birth control, it knocks out the birth control.
Yeah.
And then boom. So if you don't have that type of knowledge, accidents do happen.
Yeah, they do.
But if we're talking about I got pregnant because we're being neglectful or we not being responsible, and he tells me I don't want to be responsible for that baby, that's my baby.
Yeah.
That is my baby. And I would not expect him to show up as a father or even a father figure for a baby whom he said he did not want or he did not desire. The most that I could expect, and I'm speaking just personally about my opinions, and I know that it doesn't reflect the view of everyone, the most that I could expect, Tasha, is child support.
Yeah.
The most that I would expect is I'm taking this motherfucker to court so that he could send a baby money each month. But I don't expect this man to show up as a father figure to go on picnics and pick them up from school and dances. No, because he said he didn't want to. I cannot force someone to do something they do not want to do. And to piggyback off of that, why would I want my child to have a father who doesn't want it?
Yeah,
Why would I want my child to be around that type of vibe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
like for the father to be like one day, I didn't really want you at one point.
Yeah, or for his family to have heat with my baby because I was the unwanted unwanted baby. Like I don't have time for all of that. So because there's a video and we're gonna put the video up.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
He's just irresponsible. I think I sent you the video, but I don't know if you're gonna remember. It's this like he's a guy, he's a black man, and he said that he has like 7 kids. And
Oh yeah, you showed me that video. Yeah,
he's irresponsible. He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like he's not like that's fucked up. But the point that I understood was the idea that I told all of these women I didn't want this baby. And they still took it upon themselves to have it. And I think that's what goes into the other part of the conversation is like, why do sometimes women do that? Like a man is telling you, I don't want you, I don't want to be with you. And then you end up pregnant. Like, for example, we were having a conversation about Amina and Tara. What is the back and forth with the you have a baby, I have a baby when this nigga claimed he don't want none of y'all?
I honestly thought for them, it was just like, I'm going to get back at her and I'm going to have a baby. And I'm going to get back at her and I'm going to have a baby. And I'm going to get back at her and I'm going to have a baby. I think it was like trying to get back at each other, but they don't understand. Now you guys have all these like step siblings, hot mess. And it's like,
who loses?
The dynamic, the kids are always the one that
the
loses.
Kids always lose.
Like, especially because like your point that you're making, when that child gets older, of course they're going to want to know who their father is, their biological father is.
Who their paternal side is.
Of course they're going to have a level of like, I want to know that other side. Because kids grow up and they expect 2 parents.
Yeah.
That's just how the reality of society, they expect 2 parents. When you even kids, when they watch TV shows or they read books, there's always Papa Bear, Mama Bear. And then they're going to look around like, where's Papa Bear? You know what I'm saying? So like for a child to find out that like my father wasn't really like too keen about being a father, it's like mothers out there or women out there, why would you even want that for your child?
Yeah.
There are plenty of men you can find that want babies, that want a baby with you.
That are willing to even accept children that aren't even theirs.
Exactly. As their own.
Yeah.
Mate with them. Like, have sex with them. Have a relationship with them. And I think it boils down to, and I think the reason why, like, I love this topic and that we're talking about it is because I think we had a conversation about this, like, a long time ago, where I'm just one of my biggest pet peeves is when there are 2 people who have no business having a baby, have a baby. Like, that is so annoying to
like
me.
Blueface and Krishan.
Like Blueface and Krishan. They have no business having a baby.
At all having a baby.
There's so much toxicity and there's so many
going
things
on.
that they need to heal from. And like, they don't even have like family structures. Like, okay, maybe both of them are a hot mess, but maybe they have like siblings or parents that are better off. No. His family's a hot mess. Her family's a hot mess. So it's like this baby is going to come into this chaos. And does the baby deserve it? No. And are they going to change? I don't think so.
Well, we don't know that. The hope is that they would, right? And again, this is not a
don't think they're
personal
gonna change.
shot. This is not a personal shot to anybody because
No.
everybody has their own different and very specific circumstances.
Mhm.
But it just sucks when it comes off across like children are being used as pawns
Yes.
on like a chessboard.
or like, or
right?
they're gonna fix the problem. Like a lot of women be like, well, a baby will keep him.
No,
No, it will not. I personally feel like if
he'll leave you and the baby,
he'll leave you and the baby, and you're a single mom. Like, hello.
What do they say? What is it? Mama's burden, daddy's maybe. What is it? It's a saying. I'm gonna look for it. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. There
You know,
you
like
go.
it's just it's not a cool circumstance. I just feel like couples out there or people out there, adults out there, I should call y'all adults. If you're in a relationship with somebody and it's just sexual, like try to understand what type of relationship you're actually in. Sometimes women and even men have this idea that because we are intimate with each other, because we're having sex, that we go together and we have a committed relationship.
Right.
You don't.
You don't.
You have to establish what your relationship is. Is it a situationship? Is it a committed relationship? Is it a committed monogamous relationship? Is it a committed
Polygamous?
polygamous?
Polygamous. What are you trying to say?
Polygamous relationship. I don't know why I'm like polyagamous. I'm like, wait, no.
Polyamorous?
I'm a hot mess.
Okay.
Let's bring it back. Tomato, tomato, exactly. Tomato. Yeah.
Well,
like,
I will say this. When Oz asked me to be his girl, so obviously Oz is my boyfriend. Whoever, when you guys see the episode, you'll see what I mean. When we became an item, he didn't ask me though. It was more kind of like, hello, have you seen all the shit I've been doing for you and all the time I'm spending with you?
Like,
Obviously, you my fucking girlfriend.
I interviewed a lot of women, not interviewed, but asked a lot of women, and they said that a lot of
sometimes they don't get, you don't get like will you
officially
be my girlfriend type shit. It's kind of like,
you remember when we helped that girl?
Yes, we were at Babel.
Yeah, we were at Babel.
We were at Babel.
And there was this girl and this guy, and they were so cute. They both went to HBCUs. They both were in sororities and fraternities. I think she was an AKA and he was something. I don't know the fraternities' names like that. And they were so cute.
And they were obviously on a date.
But you could tell like they've been on a few dates and that they really liked each other. And so she went to the bathroom. And so we were nosy. So we were like, oh, so what's going on? Y'all so cute.
We were mad nosy.
And then he was like, he don't really like her. And the conversation was basically, he wants her to be his girl. Like he wants to actually like,
make it official.
But he was just like, I don't have to tell her that. And we're like, oh, no, you have to tell her that. Because, like, it's important to have that conversation. Women like to hear that. Like, oh,
because it's reassurance, right?
It's reassurance.
For us,
and confirmation.
It is not official until it is official.
Thank you.
Like, unless you tell me what is up, I'm not gonna make any type of assumptions, because a lot of women have been burned that way.
Yeah.
Right? You think that's your man because he introduced you to his mama, his daddy, his religion.
His religion.
You converted to Islam.
Yes.
You did everything.
You convert. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
I saw this girl on Instagram, y'all. She done left her house, moved to another country for this man to cheat on her. But I'm telling you, you would do all of these things, even have their baby, and they'll look you in your face and tell you, but we're not together.
We're not together. You're not my girl, though. And you're just like,
so
wow.
What the fuck? What does a bitch gotta do?
And that's what we were explaining to him. And we
then we
also explained that, like, it's also her decision too. She should be able to be like, yes or no. You know what I'm saying? That's very important.
Because when they don't ask, it's almost kind of like, okay, it happened and now we got to deal with it. Yeah,
it's kind of like, I have to be like, because you said we're together, we're together.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
I want like reassurance, confirmation, but I also want the decision to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna say yes if I like you. Like, of course, duh. But I want to be able to be like, yes. Like, I made the decision for myself.
But your point is right. Like, what is the status of you guys' relationship and you guys' dynamic? And obviously we could have a deeper conversation about this topic, but it's just sad because the underdog is always the child.
Always.
The one that loses is always the baby. And it's just not fair, because our goal as adults who want to have children is to raise emotionally intelligent, emotionally mature adults or children, because you don't have to wait until you're an adult to gain emotional intelligence. And it sucks because now you're bringing a baby to a dynamic that is very confusing, and now this baby's going to be confused. And it just simply isn't fair.
Hurt, and they're going to grow up to be assholes. That's why we're dealing with assholes today now, y'all, because y'all parents were a hot mess, had y'all.
Yeah.
And then now y'all a hot mess. And then y'all out here interrupting other people's spirits. Like,
and also listen, one thing Oz taught me, Oz was like, men are very, very literal. And when we say something, it's usually what we mean. Yeah. Again, this is not for everybody, but he's like, if a man is telling you, I don't want to have your baby, he means that shit.
I mean,
so don't, but this is a thing. Their actions might say otherwise, but they really mean I don't want that baby. No,
what I mean is that if somebody's telling me I don't want to have a baby, I'm gonna take it literally.
Yeah, but some people don't. I don't. Because Tasha, look at it this way though. Because what if? But it goes to the point that you made earlier. What if he's telling me I don't want your baby, but he's introducing me to his mama, his daddy, like I said, his religion I done converted. Like we're doing all of these things.
When we're in intimate moments, he's like, I do want to have your baby.
Or
it's confusing.
Or intimate moments, he was like, oh, I'm a da 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 in you and all this type of shit. You're gonna be like, well, I guess the next natural step is we're gonna have a baby. I mean, I guess people forget that marriage is a whole step in between, but whatever, neither here nor there.
Ooh, child, they forget that step all the time.
It's almost like it don't matter.
Yeah, like people were, that's another thing that's a pet peeve of mine. The same people that are like, I don't need to be committed to a woman, but yeah, you want to be a committed father. I just don't know how. Commitment to me, I don't know how you can be this committed person in somebody's life, a baby's life, and you haven't even practiced what even commitment means. So, in my mind, like, the reason why I think marriage is so important, or even establishing committed relationships, why it's so important, it's like the stepping stone for you for the next step. For the, like, especially if you're boyfriend and you're in a committed relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, it's for you to prepare yourself for the next step, which is probably marriage, if you're interested in that. And then after that,
parenthood.
Like, I don't understand how y'all can just like be in this space of like, I don't want to be in a committed relationship. I don't even want to commit to the woman that is carrying and raising your child. It makes no sense to me.
Honestly,
like,
because
I'm like,
having a baby now, it doesn't feel like it holds the same weight. Like having a baby back in the day used to be like, you were pregnant. My mother's like, girl, when I had you, I didn't leave my house for 6 months because you couldn't be outside, and then the cold and the heat, and you only went outside to get some sun. Bitches be at brunch with their baby when they be like a month. And I'm not saying that's a problem, but I'm saying the view.
The one that brunch with my baby.
See me? I'm going to just leave it
I know I'm going to be obsessed with my baby, so my baby going everywhere I'm going.
But the point that I'm trying to make is that parenthood now is less serious. I think it used to be on this pedestal, and now it's not anymore. It's kind of like a regular thing now. Like if you were to pop up pregnant, it's kind of like, oh.
I'm like, okay, yeah, you have age, you should be.
Yeah. Or even when like young girls get pregnant, it's kind of like, oh, they're pregnant? Oh, okay.
Right, but before,
back in the day, it was just like people, we need to take parenting and parenthood more serious, because it's really, really serious.
And relationships.
Like we are responsible for the new generation of people on this planet.
Exactly.
And
we are. And
it's not looking, it's scary.
It's giving the aliens need to come.
It's scary.
Because it's a hot mess. Like
it's giving concerning.
They're having babies with no real intentions, no real money, no real money, no real plan, and just nothing, like nothing to go on by, and no real relationship, no real committed relationship. It's confusing to me. I just feel like if a man says he doesn't want to have a baby with you, understand he's not taking you seriously. Yeah. He may not want the same things you want, and that's okay. You can find someone else who wants the same things that you want. You just have to look for that person and stop trying to force people to kind of like live this life that you want to live, because you may love that guy and you're just like, oh, but I want him to be the father of my child. Well, he doesn't want to be. Yeah. So what are you going to do about it? Yeah.
And also just if you were in a position where, because there's been circumstances, Tasha, where a woman is, she's I guess you could say of age, in her 30s or
Yeah.
whatever, and she's with a man, not necessarily nothing is coming out of it, but she wants to have a baby, and she gets pregnant and she has a baby, just know that the responsibility might be a little more heavy-sided on one side.
Yeah.
Right? Because you made the decision that you want to have a baby, and it don't necessarily matter if he's in it or not, but don't have a baby that someone said they don't have and then expect them to show up like how, like, as a father in every definition of the word, because I think it's a bit unrealistic.
Wasn't that a movie?
I don't know.
There was a movie in the 90s. Whoopi Goldberg was in it, and she had a baby with a man, and she just wanted a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. Will Smith was in it.
Mm-hmm. Girl, I know
Nia Long was in it. And yes, wasn't it kind of like that, the story? Yeah, like, yeah, she didn't want to say who, right. She was
Whoopi
like, she
was
didn't-
pregnant? Or
yeah,
Nia
Whoopi,
Long?
Whoopi was pregnant. Nia Long was her daughter. Yeah.
Oh.
And she didn't want, it's a good movie. Nia Long wanted to know her father.
Mhm.
And that's what always happens.
So
The kids
Nia
are
Long
always
was
going
a
to want
child
to know.
that grew up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
She was like in
Nia-
high school.
I'm like, Nia Long as a baby?
No,
I'm
no.
like, how old is this movie?
No, she was like in high school,
Yeah.
and Will Smith was like, I saw, and Will Smith was her best friend, who I think had a crush on her or something like that.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so there was a movie like that, and she didn't really want. But she understood the responsibility. Like, I had this baby. This is my baby. You don't. We don't need to know the father.
No, because it's
fine.
almost kind of like equivalent of women who are taking their fertility in their hands and getting inseminated and
Yeah.
having their babies that way.
Mhm.
Because I mean, granted, everyone wants to live in a perfect world where you're able to have a baby and have it with a partner,
Yeah.
right? Whomever that may be.
Yeah.
But some women don't have that luxury and they
No.
still want a baby, and it's their right to have a baby. But they also realize, I'm having this baby on my own.
Yeah.
Whatever responsibilities fall on my own. And simply because you had sex with a person or a man,
Mhm.
and who told you that they didn't want a baby, you decide to keep that baby, you have to kind of almost take it as the same way.
Right.
Like, this man was just a donor.
Right.
He was a donor, and he's not responsible. If one day he changes his mind or he says he does want to be, then he has to prove himself to be able to be in my child's space. But I think my last sentiment on it is just, please just be very mindful of what people are saying to you, and remember that you have control over your fertility and what happens to your body. It's not a man's decision.
Yeah.
It's not their decision, although America likes to fucking police what people could do with their bodies.
Exactly.
However, here in New York, at least, we still have the option.
We still have the option.
We still have the option. So, yeah, just
And
like we said, mama's
yeah.
baby, daddy's maybe.
But also understand what type of relationships you guys are entering into,
Yeah.
and be real with yourself. Is this a real relationship, or this is like yang situationship? Don't be having babies with people that just have situationships with y'all.
And if you decide to, that it comes with consequences, big ones.
It comes with big consequences.
big
and y'all
ones,
better
and
take
just
care of
be
that.
ready to deal with it. Absolutely.
And also, men can also, pay for a surrogate, and if they don't want, they just want a donor. They could do that too.
Yes, men can do
Men
that
can
as
do that
well. Oh, remember Rich Young and African? That's what he
Yeah,
wanted.
Lewis.
Yeah,
He was
he
like,
went about it a little weird.
He
but
did. He
it
did.
was-
He kind of was a little
it's a
too
little weird.
aggressive with it. Like, somebody help me have a
Anybody
baby.
have my baby.
And it's just like, have my baby. It was just
It's
like,
a little weird,
relax.
but I understood what
I
it is
understood
that he was
why.
trying to-
You know,
which I
he's-
think it's a little weird because he's a good-looking man. Why he can't find nobody? No,
I don't know either.
it's a little weird.
He looked good though. Ooh, child.
No, he's handsome.
I have your baby.
No, you would not.
No, I
Girl,
wouldn't.
please. Juju. Anyway, all right, Tasha. So we're gonna go for our palate cleanse. Y'all, these episodes are gonna be a little bit different because when I tell y'all, we literally came back from Philly yesterday. I have
Yeah.
not gone home. I was at Oz's house. So it's gonna be a tad bit different. So we're gonna do a topic and then a palate cleanse. But after we come back and we get back together, we got some rest. We'll be back
We'll be
to our
back
two
together.
topics. A
Child.
show. But anyway, Tasha, our palate cleanse is, what is the funniest or most shocking TV moment that you've experienced?
For me was when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
That was shocking to me. Let me tell you why it was shocking. It was shocking to me
because we weren't even watching the Oscars that year.
Funny. I watched that part on TV.
So you just happened to flick over
I
and it was that
happened
time.
to flick it, watch it,
And
I
that
was like,
happened.
and that's why I put on Facebook. I was like, wait a minute, did Will Smith just slap Chris Rock? Because the whole time I thought it was a joke. I was like, oh, this is probably like a skit or something. And it wasn't until I watched Lupita's face.
Oh, poor Lupita.
The real victim here was Lupita.
When I tell you, she was center.
She was sitting there like, wait,
so
what's
bad
going
for Lupita.
on? Wait.
I remember I saw it and I was like, Tasha, they didn't have to do that to Lupita.
They don't
She
have
was
to do that
right
to Lupita.
in
I
the
felt
middle.
so bad for her. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I saw that in real time. It was me and my sister. We were in the living room watching it, and we were like,
I didn't watch
like,
that over time. I found out because we were on Instagram and I saw the thing and I'm like, wait, what? And then I did my research and I saw it. But you go ahead because I have very strong feelings about this.
I thought that situation was, at first I thought it was funny. It was so awkward. And I feel like if you were there, you would feel awkward too. I feel like everybody knew. Everybody felt like, oh, this is probably a skit, or this is a joke, or ha 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 ha. It did a nervous laugh. When they realized, and when he came back, this is when people realized, oh no, Will Smith was serious, was when he got back to his seat and he was like, keep my wife's name out of your mother. I was like, that's what, and that, when you see Lupita's face,
Lupita didn't know what to do, poor lady.
Pure comedy. Lupita did the,
I bet Lupita said, don't invite me to no more award shows.
No,
and that's why Beyonce don't be going to
this
these
is why
people's
Beyonce
events.
don't go nowhere. Beyonce's like, y'all ghetto.
Because they do not know how to behave.
No.
And I'm so mad it happened, Tasha. I'm so mad that happened. One, because it's two black men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like two black men on movies' biggest night. And for you to get offended off of one G.I. Jane joke when your wife has been the laughing stock of the internet for God knows how long with this whole entanglement thing, to me is a bit crazy. And on Oscar night, when you were nominated for a fucking Oscar, how fucking disrespectful are you? And to another black man? Because if that was Bradley Cooper up in there, you think Will Smith would have gotten his black ass up there to smack him? He would have probably been like,
maybe not. But let me finish my point.
Some bullshit.
I think that I can weirdly sympathize with both. Let me tell you why. I am not against the idea that sometimes people do need to get slapped.
Yeah, but he didn't, though.
No. What do you mean?
I don't think Chris deserved that.
No. He didn't deserve it. But I'm saying that in life, because let me tell you something. If I was at the Oscars and somebody said something racist, I'm slapping the shit out of you on national TV. That's how I feel about it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not always like against the idea. Sometimes people need to get slapped.
No,
because they be bugging out.
You should defend yourself, absolutely. But there is also a time and place.
This is the issue with the whole Chris Rock situation, right? I feel like with the Smith and the Rock, they've been having beef
the
since
Smith and the Rock.
Chris Rock.
I know, but that was funny.
It
sounds like a candy.
I feel like the issue it does. I feel like they've had a little bit of like animosity for some time, especially with the whole Oscar so white that Jada brought up, which personally for me, I still feel like, I'm not saying that the movement wasn't right, trying to diversify these award shows.
But it was self-serving.
But it was self-serving because at the end of the day, like the only reason why you went through this movement is because your husband didn't get nominated for an Oscar.
And you felt like
it's the same thing with The Weeknd when he wanted everybody to boycott the Grammys because he didn't get nominated for a Grammy. But I'm like, dude, if you were nominated for a Grammy, you would have been at the Grammys and you would not be boycotting anything. So it's like, shush.
Now he acting.
Now, child, terrible. Oh Lord. It's just like, stop hiring these bad actors, okay? Stop. Anyways,
oh my God, it's so bad.
It was, oh my God. It was.
Say it again. Say it again. I'm like,
and then the wig. It's the wig.
Who's taking you seriously?
It's the wig, the acting. I was like,
and I swear they're doing payola because I refuse to believe that show with Dika was the highest ranking Fuck out of here.
I think the first episode was only because it was like everybody was anticipating it, but I think
They lying.
the ratings dwindled as the show went on because it was so bad.
And with everything that's going on, they're not even gonna get.
And I still think that the creator of Euphoria is a bit of a creep because I'm like, why you like using young girls or young girl characters in these situations? Anyway, but but with the Chris Rock situation, I feel like they had, and I do think that whatever the situation was, this is a conversation that could have happened backstage. It was something that could have been fixed or handled differently backstage. Because I'm still on the fact that Will Smith, this is the first time you're winning an Oscar. This entire moment wasn't about you. There's so many things. There's the first deaf person that won an Oscar. We don't know about that. There's a first Afro-Latina queer that won an Oscar. We don't know about that. We totally forgot because all we focused in on was Will Smith slapping
and not
Chris
even that,
Rock.
Tasha. Even his own moment was
His
stolen
own moment was stolen.
away from
And
that.
so Serena. What about Serena Venus? The story was about their father. That was taken away. And I was just like, the thing about Will Smith, like I like Will Smith as an actor. But of course, he's a human being, so he's flawed. I do think that he felt emasculated for so long because of the things that Jada was saying on the Red
but he
Table
couldn't
Talk.
do that he couldn't do that somewhere else. My issue is
Absolutely,
you
he
at
should have
a
done
work
it.
event. Like, that's my thing. And Tasha, let's not sit here. If that was anybody else that was white, he would have not gotten his ass up to do that. He would not have.
I mean, yes or no, but my point is that we've all been in situations where we fucked up the vibe because we focused more on our energy and ourselves.
No, I
and
think that it goes to the point that you said that because he already had beef with Chris, he probably felt like he could step to Chris with that type of energy because of whatever situation it is that they had going on. It was wrong.
Maybe not.
My point is that it was dead ass wrong. Like, that shit was
I'm
fucked
not
up.
saying it wasn't wrong. It is 100% wrong.
And Chris is better than me, child, because they would have had to go to motherfucking
it's
commercial.
wrong that he went up there and slapped him. Absolutely. But at the same time, two things could be the same, can be true at the same time. Chris Rock really did disrespect his wife, and he felt some type of way. Now, I never, like, if you want to protect your wife or your loved ones, however you can, I'm not knocking it. I personally just think that you could have slapped him, but slap him backstage, or go to his house, knock on the door, and be like, "So you was talking all that smack at the Oscars,
Tasha,
square up."
People have said worse.
No, absolutely.
About Jada. They have said worse. When that whole August Estina thing came out, they destroyed her. Yeah, and then when he had the audacity to go on the red table, they destroyed him.
People under the comments has something negative to say. He can't beat up people in the comments.
But my thing is, don't then redirect all that shit to Chris Rock when he made one simple joke. And the joke wasn't necessarily all the way offensive, depending on how you look at it. My thing is this. I know the moment he fucking did that, he knew he fucked up because it was so unnecessary.
It was a lot. It was
so
dramatic.
Unnecessary.
I just personally think that
he could have said way worse.
Chris Rock, though, I would say this. Chris Rock, he's way better than me because the way I would have... I am fighting Will. I'm fighting Jada. I'm fighting Willow. I'm fighting Jada. And I'm fighting Gammy, too. The whole family's getting it. When I tell you, it would have turned out into an Oscar brawl.
You know what they would have had to do? You know, back in the day when I had to be like, please stand by?
Yes.
Because I was whooping his ass.
Yes.
You ain't finna embarrass me
so I'm looking
in front
at
of all
Rock,
these people. What the hell was that? And then Jada sitting there all looking vindicated in that green ass dress.
I will say this. In this situation, I'm going to blame Jada. Let me tell you why I blame Jada in this entire situation.
I blame her too.
She talked too much.
Way too much. That's why they canceled that damn
know
show.
The ins and outs of your marriage or your relationships.
She let us in too much.
She did. And my thing is, like, the mistake that she made is that she thought that our generation is going to be our generation. We make memes, sis. We make memes. We joke about everything. We make TikToks about everything.
We like to replay
Did you see what happened to the people, the rich people that died in the damn submarine? They were stupid enough to go in the submarine to look for the Titanic.
Let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Like, look what we did. Like, we created memes, songs, just cracking on these dead people.
You know the Celine Dion song spiked up during that time. I'm like, oh my God, people are so horrible. It was so funny.
Yo,
I was cracking up. You know the scene when at the end of Titanic when Jack comes in and he's like, it's the Titanic with all the people that passed. And then they were like, the people on the boat when they realized they got a one-way ticket. Sasha, when I tell was cackling.
Yo.
It was so. Like I said, recipes. May they rest.
I'm just like, this is our generation. We joke about everything. We don't take anything seriously. Why do you think that you could talk to us?
Let me tell you
and
something.
we're not gonna make a joke about your marriage?
Do you
well,
know?
not we, because I didn't make a joke about your marriage.
Do you know how ballsy you got to be to sit on your show, look your husband in the eye, and admit to him that you had an entanglement with a man that could be your son?
Yeah.
And you think, like, Will, go take boxing, take fencing, take whatever type of shit and get your anger out some other type of way. And honestly, if I was Chris, I wouldn't take your apology until me and you square up. Because the way you disrespected
Chris
me.
didn't. Did you watch his stand up?
No, because I heard it was bad. No shade.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. There was some parts that were funny. Yeah,
I heard
that's how I feel about it.
To be honest, Chris is not my really cup of tea when it
Oh,
comes to comedians, so I don't necessarily care. But that does, I stand with you because he was wrong. I stand with you. But I don't know. But mine's is the year. First of all, Kanye, George Bush don't care about black people.
The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
That shit
that will forever be hilarious.
Cause that poor, who was next to him?
Mike Myers.
Mike, that man didn't know what to do with his face.
I also saw that in real time.
Boy, Mike was
and I was like, and I cracked up. I was like, oh my God.
Mike was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
Forget Mike Myers. Remember Chris Tucker?
Please call.
In the past few days.
Oh, yes. Chris Tucker's face was like, this nigga. Chris Tucker's face is like, shit.
That shit was funny. Another one that was cute. It wasn't like controversial, but it was cute. When Danny Kaluuya was on Good Morning America with it wasn't Gail. Robin.
I'm buttering you up because can you tell us anything about Black Panther? Can you tell us a little something?
No, you you gotta give me more butter, man. That's not enough butter, man. You gotta come better than me.
Oh my God. You better be glad we're not in the same studio together. I'd come right back at you.
What will you do?
No.
What will you do?
You are too much. You are right on time. Oh, I mean, thank you so much.
Remember when him and Robin were flirting?
Yeah.
We're going to put up the video because it was actually really, really cool. Robin was like, I mean.
and Robin, she's a lesbian. So
exactly. She was like,
she's looking at Daniel like, you can come and get it.
I'm like, that was cute.
I love that.
That one was funny. And I think that year when Kanye was acting out at the VMAs was just hilarious.
I mean, granted, I don't agree what he did, but he was right.
And it was funny. It made
Taylor
excellent
Swift should not
TV.
have won over Beyonce or Lady Gaga. That was they were bugging out giving her those awards.
Yeah. So,
sorry.
And remember, that was the same year that Lil Mama went on the stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. Tasha, I saw that live. I was like, why is Lil Mama? I was like, oh, so she part of the no, and at the end, that was funny.
Remember when she won the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne made her cry?
Yeah.
Granted, she cried because I think she was going through grieving because her mom passed.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was grieving and it was people bullying her because of that situation. And I honestly didn't think it was a big deal. It was embarrassing. No, it was embarrassing. It was.
It was a big deal, Tasha. I think it was a big deal because Tasha, you're you. If you in the middle of putting on a performance and I get inspired by the Holy Spirit and I get on your stage, you're not going to be like, oh, Brittany, she was just inspired by the Holy Spirit.
I'm not going to sit there. I'm going to be upset about it, but I'm not going to alienate the girl or ostracize her. Because people blackballed her, ostracized her, made her feel like
that was wrong.
It was.
But I feel like the only people that should have really been offended were the two that were performing.
Alicia Keys and Jay-Z.
Anybody else, it wasn't really necessarily their business.
Everybody came at her. There was a lot of people in the industry that came at her for that.
Yeah, that
and
was
I didn't think that was fair.
And I'm big on intentions, and I do believe that her intentions weren't to mess up the performance.
No,
she was just feeling it.
She was
and honestly, let's blame Kanye because his ass was going up and down that stage like he ran it.
Exactly.
So that's what he set the precedent.
You know what I'm saying? Not even that. I feel like Kanye was more disrespectful, but like I feel like she was just feeling it, and she's a weird girl. She's probably like. She's young. She's like 17, 18. Like,
I think they need
what
to
were you doing at 17, 18 years old? Doing things that you're not supposed to be doing?
They need to start putting security around the stage because these people don't know how to behave.
I bet you Beyonce got
But
security.
you know what was funny, Tasha? When he told that lady that Beyonce wanted and took the mic from her and then gave it back to her, they would have had to send me the commercial too because I would have taken that mic and
I would have bopped him in the head. I would have don't take it to commercial. Show the world.
And then you know what made it
Bop him in the
worse?
head.
When Beyonce had her moment, then she had to turn it into Taylor Swift's moment because of the
That's
you know
something I wouldn't have done.
But
that was
anyway.
sweet of her to do, but I'd be like,
But
I'm
those
so
are
sorry,
mine.
Taylor. Anyway, so thank you for this award. Girl, that ain't none of my business. Ciao.
I wouldn't get well.
I mean, but I did feel bad for Taylor because I wasn't cool, but
I didn't feel bad for her, to be honest.
Kanye wasn't wrong though.
Mm-hmm.
He was wrong on how he did it, but his opinion to me was fact.
They said allegedly he was off the Henny that night.
He needs
supposedly. That's what it was.
I just feel like ever since his mom passed, he just haven't been the same.
Yeah, baby. Then he was off the Henny. And one thing about Hennessy, it might not taste good, but after a couple of cups, it starts tasting good.
Bold.
It just starts tasting like water, and you don't taste it. But
that was a good TV
guys,
moment.
let us know what are some of your funniest, most memorable TV moments. Please comment below. Also, let us know what you guys think about, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. The man is being very clear to you that he is not interested in a long-term relationship or a baby.
Be trying to trap him.
And then you end up pregnant. What do? Do you keep you decide to keep the baby? Now, how responsible is this man? 50%, 90%, 100%? Because Tasha, some people would say, you and I did the conscious act of sex and now we're having a baby, you should be responsible.
Yeah.
Fair. But then other people say, yeah, we did the conscious sex, but you should be responsible for your womb.
Yeah, because
that's also fair. Some other people would say, yes, but if you don't want to have a baby, then you should wear a condom. That's also fair. There's a plethora of reasons. The main one that me and Tasha here on MajahPoint are trying to say is don't use babies as a pawn to either keep a man or to manipulate a circumstance. Like there's many, because those type of situations then foster, if you don't do what I want, you don't get to see your baby.
Exactly.
If you can't have another bitch because we have a baby. Or I don't want that bitch kids around my baby.
Yep.
And then it's all of this stuff.
So he can't have a relationship, or you, the woman, can't have a relationship if it's like vice versa.
Like I remember I saw a video years ago of this guy that was meeting up with the mother of his child to exchange the baby.
Yeah.
And he's like, give me my baby. She's like, no, I just want to put her in the car seat myself and plug it. He was like, you don't need to do all of that. I could do it myself. And she's like, no. Well, if I can't do it, then you can't have the baby.
When was this? This was
years ago.
Yeah, I think I remember that video.
And they were like, who's wrong here? Because he's here to pick up his baby. And then someone's like, but no, she's trying to be careful. And no, you wanted to see what was going on in that car.
Yeah.
Because if it's me, just make sure my baby is strapped in and go about your business. Send me a picture so I can see that she's strapped in correctly. So in order to avoid all of these things that then children have to spend money paying people like me to help them get over these things, let's just try to be responsible with having babies. Judge Lynn told Miss Toller. Judge Lynn Toller said it herself. Like we women have to remember, and again I'm paraphrasing.
It's not Miss Girl.
That we are in charge of having babies, Tasha.
We are.
Like I haven't been a virgin for years. I haven't had a baby. Because I'm mindful of that.
Yeah, I just feel like y'all just be play. Y'all want to be adults, but when it comes time to actually being adults, y'all don't do it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how y'all be busting y'all coochie wide open and then just being like, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I wasn't prepared. Child, let's go. Like, I ain't got the time. I feel like I don't know why y'all be having babies and y'all ain't got no money.
That's a fact.
I don't know why y'all be having babies and y'all don't have a proper relationship or a proper foundation for that baby. I don't know why y'all be having babies and y'all know that, his family or her family don't even fuck with each other. I don't know why y'all be bringing babies into these these situations, because let me tell you something. If I keep meeting these fucked up ass people because clearly their parents couldn't get it together, I'm gonna bust it up upside your head. It's a pet peeve of mine, Brittany. I do not like that.
Yeah.
If you are not ready to have a child, do not have a child.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
I want to talk about this on another episode, but I'll preview it here. It's back to a point that you've made where I think our generation it's weird that we think that having a baby is less of a commitment than marrying someone. I think that is so weird because Tasha, let me tell you something. I marry you today. I'm tired of your ass. I could divorce you and then I'm done with you.
But what about a baby?
You can't do that with a baby. That's your responsibility to the day that you're no longer on this planet. Because some would say, oh, the responsibility is only till you're 18. Technically not.
No.
It's about to technically financially till they're about 25 is when you kind of can.
Don't your mama still mama you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
And
You
I'm
a
nearly
grown-ass-
30.
Exactly.
And I'm nearly 30. So it's
A
like
parent never stops being
a parent never stops being a parent until they're no longer on this planet.
Yeah.
And I would love to explore that a bit further. Just
would
this
love to.
idea of marriage somehow. When did marriage become more of a responsibility? Like I could say I don't want to do this shit no more with you and be done. And especially if y'all smart and y'all get prenups and everything. When we split, your shit is your shit, my shit is my shit. We go about our way
Fuck up a marriage
and call it a
fuck up
day.
baby.
I
Insane.
agree. I
Insane.
agree. So guys, let us know.
Yes, please comment below, subscribe, like us, laugh with us, do all the things you need to do. At MajahPoint, which is MajahPoint
on everything.
On everything.
And we will see you guys in 3 minutes. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.